Hello, class 9th students. Greetings of the day. Today we are going to have the fourth lecture of our second chapter of civics, which is salient features of the Constitution. In this lecture, we will study about the right to freedom, which deals with our right to freedom from Article 19 to 22. Now, in last lecture, we studied about right to equality, in which we saw that we have been given some rights which makes us equal to others, or the rights which are meant to the people, the right which are meant to bring the people to the equal levels who have left behind, or to create equality among the people. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study about the right to freedom. Now, freedom means if we are not having freedom of movement, freedom of expression, and freedom of personal liberty, right, then we will not be having a life full of choices and dignity. So in order to have that, we are having these basic four freedoms: right to freedom from article 19 to 22. So in this article 19 deals with the article 19 guarantees six basic freedoms. Six basic freedoms, these are right to speech and expression, right to speech and expression, and then right to assemble peacefully, and right to form associations and unions, and then fourth one, right to move anywhere in India freely, then right to reside anywhere in India freely, and right to have or choose any profession, practice any profession, or trade or business. Okay, so these six rights are there which are given in article 19. Now, the easy way to learn these six freedoms which are given in this article 19, I have made this mnemonics for this, which is uh, sa MRP, you can say, or C N actual MRP, C N actual MRP. C S stands for speech, A stands for assemble, A stands for association, M stands for movement, R stands for reside, and P stands for profession. So here from S you can easily remember that freedom of speech and expression, and A you can easily remember freedom of freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, and then A, freedom to form associations and unions, and then again M, freedom to move freely throughout India, then R, freedom to reside and settle in any part of India, then P, freedom to practice any profession, trade or business. So this is given, these six freedoms, basic freedoms have been given in article 19 of our constitution. Now, there are certain limitations associated with these freedoms also. These freedoms are not absolute. Okay, like freedom of speech and expression. So can you say anything which comes into your mind, or are you free to hurt anyone's sentiment? Okay, means these are limited. You can practice these six basic freedoms until and unless you are not threatening security, sovereignty, integrity, and peace of our country. Your words, your speech, your expressions are not a threat to security, sovereignty, integrity, and peace of our country, as well as it is not disturbing public peace and order. public peace and order, right? So if the your speech is violating security of country or sovereignty of country, it is against country, then you will not have this article 19. Okay, your article 19 will be limited. Okay, so uh, likewise, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form associations and unions, freedom to move freely throughout India. You can move freely throughout India, but you are not allowed to move certain army bases or certain preserved tribal areas or diplomatic areas, right? So here also you are having limitation, freedom to move freely throughout India. Likewise, freedom to reside and settle in any part of India, it is also having a limitation. You are having freedom, you can move, go and anywhere. Earlier, it was having, you cannot go and disturb the tribal areas like Andaman and Nicobar. Some tribal areas are there, okay? Some tribal areas are there which are preserved, okay? So there you cannot go. Likewise, earlier Article 35A was there, which was implied from article derived from Article 370, right? It used to say that only the Kashmiris, Jammu and Kashmiris can purchase land in Jammu and Kashmir, and they can become the permanent residents of Jammu and Kashmir. But now it has been abrogated, scrapped, right? It has been removed. So now anybody can purchase land in Jammu and Kashmir and can settle there, can reside there. Likewise, freedom to practice any profession, trade, and business. So this is also having limitations. It is not that if you want to practice profession of doctor, okay, for that certain qualifications are required. You should be MBBS or you should have another degree in medicine. Without having these due eligibilities qualifications, you will not be allowed to practice that profession. So these rights are there, but still these rights are, you can say, uh, are not absolute. We are having certain limitations on Article 19. It can be suspended during emergency according to the laws which are made by the parliament, like ISMA or preventive detention. Now we will study the next article, which is protection in respect of conviction for offences. Protection in respect, just give me a second. Protection in respect of conviction for offences. Now, when somebody commit a crime, in that case what happens, its freedom is taken away. Freedom to uh, liberty or movement, means that person is detained. Clear? So protection in respect of conviction for offense, under Article 20 the following precautions are available, protections are available to citizens. Now suppose even you are committing an offense, right, and you are getting arrested or convicted with due with the procedure established by the law, right, then what will happen? Even then you are having certain rights, okay, certain rights, like if there is 7 years imprisonment for crime A, maybe you can say attempt to murder or any crime one person is doing. So if for that, suppose if for crime A the punishment is 7 years, clear? So you will not be given more punishment. You will not be given 10 years punishment or 20 years punishment. Okay. So means you will be given the punishment which is for that particular crime, not greater than that. Okay, so no greater penalty. Then double punishment. Double punishment. Uh, in this, suppose if you have done a crime and you have been given punishment once, okay, then you cannot be given punishment again for the same crime. You cannot be given punishment again for the same crime. So double punishment is not there. And uh, this is third one, that police or the authorities cannot turn you as a witness against yourself. Okay, like suppose whatever you say in police custody, if even if you accept your crime, okay, in police custody, and then when you are presented before the magistrate, before the judge, and at that time you say, okay, I said all these things under the police pressure, right? Getting or not? So that will not be counted. Clear? Why? Because police or authorities cannot force you to be witness against yourself. Clear? And then no ex post facto law or retrospective application. Like suppose I did a crime on 27th of August, right? And till 27th of August, I did a crime, okay, suppose attempt to murder. Attempt to murder, right? And suppose for this, the imprisonment, the punishment was 10 years. Clear? 10 years. But next day on 28th of August, right, the punishment for this was changed to 20 years. Clear? So I will not be given this punishment. I will be given the punishment which was there till 27th of August, the day when I committed crime. Okay, this is called no ex post facto law or retrospective application of law. So you cannot apply, okay, this law on me which I have done in the past, for the crime which I have done in the past. Okay, so this is not there. Then comes protection of life and personal liberty. Protection of life and personal liberty. In this article says that under Article 21, a person cannot be deprived of his life and liberty except in accordance with the law. Means you will have to follow the due procedure or the procedure established by law, right? Suppose if you are taking away my personal liberty or even my life also, so that can be only taken by the procedure established by law. Means suppose if you are killing some person, then there is a procedure for that, okay? And if you are presented before the judge and you are convicted, and then after that you are given death sentence, okay? And so means this entire procedure was established by law, and you were given the punishment, and your life will be taken, right? And suppose if you are getting detained or personal liberty is getting taken away, okay, like suppose if you want to move out somewhere, getting, and authority is not allowing you to move out, so it means they are taking your personal liberty. They cannot take your personal liberty except according to the laws which are established by law. So protection of life and personal liberty. Then it was that. Then after that we are having, it is very detailed one, but up to class 9th you have to just remember, it is Article 21, protection of life and personal liberty, means that uh, a person cannot be deprived of his life and liberty except in accordance with law. Then after that we are having Article 21A. 21A is right to education. Right to education is written below Article 21. It is right from Article 21 only. Why? Because we are having protection of life. Life doesn't mean that we are having just simply life. In this life, we should have choice and dignity also, right? And when we are having choice and dignity, then it means we are having choice and dignity for education, choice for education also. So, if a person is choosing education, right, to live a life full of dignity, then state should provide that. Okay, so it has become the fundamental right now. Article 21A, right to education. Then after that we are having protection against arrest and detention. Now, in this, certain protections are given under ordinary cases. Like suppose if in under ordinary circumstances, if you are getting arrested and detained means uh, imprisoning you, capturing you. Okay, right? So protection against arrest and detention, in this we are given certain protections. Like suppose if a police officer is coming to us or police constable is coming to us and arresting us, he cannot arrest like this only. He will have to tell what are the grounds on which he is arresting us. He will tell the grounds on which grounds he is arresting us. To be informed of his or offense or which crime I have done. Okay, that offense. Then after that, what will happen once he has told you the offenses under the grounds on which he is arresting us, then within the time period of 24 hours he will have to present us before the magistrate. Okay, and one more thing, he will provide us a lawyer also. Okay, we have right to have lawyer. If you are not having even money to have lawyer, then it is the duty of state to provide you lawyer. Okay, lawyer will defend you in the court. Okay, so these are the three protections, you can say. First, the grounds or the offenses will be told to you on which, because of which offense that you are being arrested. And then second, that he will provide you the lawyer, and then after that you will be presented before the magistrate within 24 hours of time. Then it is all about right to freedom. Now we are having this was under ordinary circumstances. Okay, detentions are of two types, you can say. One is punitive detention and another is preventive detention. Detention are of two types. Detention means imprisoning you, or means keeping you away from the people and locking in your room. Even house arrest is detention. Okay, so one is punitive, another is preventive. This punitive detention is when you do crime. This is after crime. Okay, you will do crime and then you will be detained as a punishment. Okay, then preventive detention, this is before crime. This is before crime. Even you have not done crime, then also you are getting detained. This is called preventive detention. So in the second clause of this protection against arrest and detention, this is also mentioned, right? So here uh, government can, or authorities can detain you, okay, on certain grounds, right? The If they are afraid that because of you the sovereignty, security and integrity of India will be under the threat, okay, or the law and order, or you can say public peace will be disturbed, then they are having this provision for this. Okay, So preventive detention does not mean that a person stands accused. It is only a precautionary measure. Then second, detention beyond 3 months, it is having some limitations also. Okay, suppose I was detained. I was detained. Okay, this preventive detention was done. Okay, so I can be detained just for 3 months, not more than that. Okay, and if the authorities want to detain me more than 3 months, then what will happen? Then it should be passed, or it should be passed by a body of high court judges. Okay, the high court the panel of high court judges will look into my case and will see whether I am a threat to the security, sovereignty, integrity of India or not, or what are the grounds for my preventive detention. If they allow, then it will be added, it will be prolonged. Okay, getting or not? So it means you can say preventive detention is also not absolute, it is having some limitations, right? Then detention beyond 3 months can be extended only by an advisory board constituted for purpose and consisting of a judge of the High Court. Now, ground of detention have to be specified, and the detainee informed of these grounds. He also has the right to make representation against detention order. But uh, even they can tell you also, and they cannot tell you also, right? Public interest, if the public interest is involved, then the authority or the state can recourse to public interest and refuse to disclose the ground of detention, right? So for this we are having so many uh, acts are there, like NSA, National Security Act is there, NSA, okay, and POTA, right? These all acts are there. TADA, right? Which enables us, which enables authorities to detain a person, right? Before even before committing crime also. So this was there, and then after that, in your book it is written right to information. Right to information is derived or inferred from article 19. Okay, it says that we cannot speak freely until and unless we know the facts or things. Okay, so in order to know the facts and things, that right to information was passed in 2005, by using which you can ask for information, you can seek uh, and receive information from the government, and public authorities ask them certain questions also, and you can even take copies, including certified copies of documents also. These things you can take. Okay, so it is under article 19 only, it is an inferred right. Okay, it is not written there okay, you will be having right to information, but from article 19 it is inferred that okay, you must be having right to information also. Then after that we are having one more right, which is right to privacy. Right to privacy has been derived from article 21, protection of life and personal liberty. Means you should have your own space, your privacy should not be encroached, right? uh, so this is also again an inferred right. This was all about right to freedom. I hope you must have understood that how many rights have been given to you by government or by in our country. Okay, uh, right to freedom, which are written from article 19 to 22. You need to remember these article names. 19 guarantees 6 basic freedoms. Okay, that I have told you. Sa MRP, right to speech and expression, and right to uh, assemble peacefully without arms, and then right to form associations and unions, and then after that right to move freely anywhere in India, and then right to reside anywhere in India, reside and settle anywhere in India, and then last right to practice any profession, trade or business in India. Okay, so these rights, these basic rights have been given to you. Then after that we have been given in article 20 protection in respect of conviction for offences. Conviction for offences, right, Article 20, and then after that protection of life and personal liberty, Article 21, right to education, Article 21A, and then Article 22, protection against arrest and detention. I hope you would have understood that. Thank you so much.